Hello everyone. I just wanted to come on here today and address a common concern that a lot of moms have, especially in the group, where they say that, like they want help to stop losing their temper with their children and like stop getting angry with their children. And I just want to say, like, life is very stressful, especially being a parent is super stressful. And it's normal to lose your temper. I mean, if you didn't lose your temper at all, it would be very strange. And the more support you have, the better it is to stay centered and calm in reacting to children and their strange behavior. Because small children, I don't know what it is with small children. They're all like, if you leave them alone for 5 seconds, they're like trying to kill themselves. Or another mom was just telling me the other day, her 18-month-old, was putting the phone jacks, the chargers in both electrical out. Like, she was just laying down for five minutes, and then the kid's trying to electrocute himself. Or another one, he's like, she took her kid to the beach, and then they're just 2 minutes. She just lay down on the sand for 2 minutes. Kid was playing, and then he just, jumped on a log and was floating away. So it's just nonstop, right? Being a mom of small children is nonstop, 24/7 work. Even when you're resting, you're not really resting, because at the back of your mind, you're running all the lists of things to do. You're running all the, like hyper vigilant of, thinking about all the things that need to happen in the day and the week, as well as hyper aware of where the kids are, what they're up to. Either they're in your face, doing something, or they're crying or whining or needing something or wanting something, or even worse, if they're in another room and then there's silence and you're like, things are too quiet. Something's up. What are they up to? So it's just nonstop mental load and physical, like the physical demands of looking after small children is so intense, and it's so nonstop, right? And I say 24/7 because, yeah, there's all those days, all those days where they're waking up in the middle of the night for all sorts of random reasons. So there's years, I remember when my kids were little, years I felt like I didn't sleep properly. Nonsense, 8 hours of sleep a night. I don't think I slept for like 18 years, solid 8 hours of sleep. So you have to acknowledge how intense the time period is when you're looking after small children, and acknowledge yourself for it. And, the thing is, the paradox is, the more we try to be calm, and the more we judge ourselves as being like not good enough mom because we're losing our temper, the more guilt you feel, right? So the more you judge yourself, the more you try to be a good mom, the more you judge yourself, the more guilt you feel. And the more guilt you feel, the more stressed you are. And the more stressed you are, the more likely it is that you're gonna lose your temper. So guilt, especially when it's a chronic emotion, is a very disempowering emotion, and it's not helpful at all. It actually doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you to solve the problem you're trying to solve. It actually makes matters worse. It disempowers you, and it makes it less likely that you're going to, make the changes that you want, or change, the bad habits that you want to change, or be the way that you want to be. Okay, so I invite you to notice the times that you're judging yourself and feeling guilty. Notice all the shoulds and should nots that you have going on in your mind. Like, oh, I should be more this, I shouldn't be like that. I call that shitting on yourself. So stop shitting on yourself. But a lot of those thoughts are unconscious, right? So the first step is to actually become conscious of it and notice it and be aware of it. So when you are able to notice all the times you're judging yourself, write it down. Because when you write it down, you can see the thoughts clearly for what they are. And then it helps you to analyze, like, is it true? You know, like a lot of moms, I don't know, we're just so programmed and brainwashed, like, you know, the perfect mom. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. We like have all these ridiculous standards and then we judge ourselves as not being good enough. But the reality is that you are probably good enough. You're probably an amazing mom. And the more you notice and acknowledge yourself for all the things that you do, the daily things that you do, as well as the big picture things that you do, the more you love and appreciate yourself, the more centered and calm you're going to be. And the more you're in your power, the better your parenting is going to be. And the less likely it is that you're going to lose your temper all the time. Now, in parenting, there's like appropriate times to get angry. I don't think there's appropriate times to get angry with your kid, because like occasionally their behavior needs some sort of like strong reaction where they notice like, oh, mom is angry. So I think this is an important thing to pay attention to. I mean, the problem is when you're angry and yelling all the time, then they just kind of tune it out and it's no longer effective. So I'm just talking about that. Like when you feel like you're angry all the time and it's not even called for, then it is a problem, right? It becomes a habitual anger, and it doesn't help you and it doesn't help the kids. So instead of judging yourself for that, which will actually make the problem worse, what you need to do is to start acknowledging yourself. And I invite you to get a notebook and put it in a place that you're at, like most of the time, whether that's in your handbag or your kitchen or your countertop or you're next to your bedside, and take a moment every day to write down what you love and appreciate about yourself, because that will bring you back into your power. And it will, like, I call it like, well, actually, Gordon Neufeld, like he's a amazing child psychologist, like one of the best I found. He talks about the power to parent, and it's about being in your power as a parent, and it helps you know how to, you know, discipline your children from love, as well as be authentic with your children and appreciate yourself as a parent. So it is so empowering. When you acknowledge yourself, you will be calm, and then you will be able to be present with your children and not lose your temper at them habitually. Okay, so there's my tip for you moms. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I don't know. I mean, like, they do, like, we're always told, like, hey, like, be grateful, gratitude, which is fantastic, being grateful. However, I find the problem with women is that we're good at being grateful. We're not good at being proud of ourselves. We're not good at acknowledging ourselves. And I think that's the missing piece for a lot of women, especially moms, is that you actually need to start being proud of yourself, and that will help empower you and make you a better person and a more joyful person, and you're worth it. So have a wonderful day. I hope this helps, and if you have any questions or you need extra support, like, reach out to me. Don't forget, I always offer a free emotional healing and coaching session for moms, and my link is in the description or in the comments, whatever. And you can, you know, reach out and get some support right now. And remember, you're doing an amazing, important job. Have a wonderful day.